Hello everybody and welcome to a Japan where you are going to be able to gamble in 2029. Yep, they've finally folded as Japan. So in 6 years from now, there is going to be a super casino. So in the next 6 years, close to Osaka, which is, I would say it's Japan's third city. Yeah, I'd say it's the third city. Tokyo, Yokohama, Osaka. Yeah. So they are building this super casino in Osaka in 6 years' time. And I can't believe they've folded, especially in a country like this. Now, for them of you that have never been to Asia or travelled around Asia at all, and this is just broad strokes that I'm painting here, but Asian men love gambling. They love gambling. For them of you of my age or a little bit younger, you'll remember there were always high roll gamblers that were Japanese or Chinese or certainly Asians that were in the movies when I was growing up. And the casinos that you see in Macau and the casinos that you see in Southeast Asia, I mean, there is a casino town in a city called Poi Phet, which is on the border of Thailand and Cambodia, on the Cambodian side. That country ain't got a penny to scratch its arse with, but yet they've still got this casino town in Cambodia. And the way that the Japanese gamble, there is not a casino in this country at the moment. So they've discouraged it for years and years. So what happened? Well, as with prohibition in the 1930s in America, it all went underground. So it was at the moment it's all run by the mafia, the Yakuza. So Mr. Kishida, the Prime Minister, has finally folded and said, "Yep, let the dogs out, get it built, and let's get some money in. Let's get these Chinese gamblers in, these Koreans. Let's get them in and rinse these motherfuckers." Now, the plans have gone ahead. Building companies are bidding on the contracts now, and they are estimating it's going to cost $13.5 billion, not million, billion dollars. So that's 10.7 billion pounds sterling for them that are listening in UK. Now, the thing here in Japan is Japanese men that are going to be gambling in this place. Now, they're already week in, week out, day in, day out, they're already in a highly competitive world when they go to work. It's all about the company. You've got to work for the company. It's stressful. The suicide rate is through the roof in this country, and the majority of them are men, salary men they're called. Now, I got out of that rat race years ago, and I don't bother with that bullshit anymore. But just to give you a idea, my son practices jiu-jitsu, and he will finish at 8 o'clock. So we're coming out of there at about 10 past 8, and we cycle past the train station. At 10 past 8, there are still men and women coming from Tokyo or Yokohama coming home from work at that time. And let me tell you, they are the people that are finishing early. Because if you go back there at 11:30, that last train that comes in from Tokyo and Yokohama that comes into Zushi is full. It's full because people have worked up to the last possible moment and then left. So what they've decided to do, opening this up, is I think they're just throwing petrol on fire, throwing gasoline on the fire. It's going to be even worse because a lot of these fellas turn to alcoholism, women, addictive behaviours, eating, and now you're throwing gambling in the mix. So bang goes the weekly salaries. Now, they're saying it's good. It's not just a casino. Obviously, the casino is getting all the headlines. It's going to be a resort, a shopping centre. There's going to be water parks. All sorts of things are going to be under one roof. And they're saying that only 3% of this complex is going to be taken up by the casino. Now, to discourage people from gambling, especially the shit munchers like me and you, or maybe just me, you've got to pay to get into the casino every time. That's what they said they're going to do to discourage people blowing all the money. And you're going to have to pay 6,000 yen. Now, 6,000 yen is 40 quid. 40 quid, $50. So you're going to have to pay $50 to get into this place before you even throw down any money on tables. So they're hoping that will discourage them, but I can't see it. I can't see it. What you will have, I think, is people going there from work. They've had a bad day at the office. They feel like shit. They get on the train. They've got a couple of cans from convenience store. They crack a can and they're on the way home. Right, I'm going to go home. The wife's been on phone with them all day. Kids are playing up. Make your own dinner. Bring it home. I'm going to bed. So he's going past and he sees the bright lights of the casino as he's on his way home and he thinks, fuck it. I'm going in. I'll give myself 20,000 yen and 6 to get in. So 26,000 yen. 150 quid. That's his limit, he's thinking. That's his limit. It's a Friday night. That's his limit. So he goes in. He throws that. He loses that within an hour. It's gone. But he did win. He did have a couple of wins. So he needs to try and get that money back. Next thing you know, he's getting money out of the ATM. He's throwing that down. And before you know it, the sun's coming up. It's Saturday morning and he's got nothing. He's cleared out the bank accounts. There's no way to pay the mortgage, the car payments, the food, the kids' school fees. He has got nothing and he's got to go home and face his wife. That's what's going to happen. Now, as some of these fellas are a bit highly strung, they might think, fuck it, what have I got to lose? And instead of getting on that train, they'll throw yourself under first one. But this is what you've got to watch out for. This is what you've got to watch out for in Japan. They are so addictive in any country. But in Japan, if you've got any sort of addictive personality, nobody seeks treatment. Nobody seeks treatment. It's like the UK in the 70s. If you were feeling down, get the fuck over it and get to work. Yeah, but I've got problems. I don't give a fuck. Get to work. That's how they are here. Nobody gives a fuck about your problems here. Nobody gives a shit if you're not earning enough money. Nobody gives a shit if you've lost all your money at the tables. Get up and get to fucking work. So, going and seeking therapy, if you go for therapy in this country and your boss finds out, you might be out of a job. So, what's happened is I think they've broke the ground on this already. They were gonna open this casino in Yokohama first years ago, and then Yokohama. Tokyo is a fucking stuck-up city. Yokohama is more of a working-class city. It's by the port. It's a lot cooler than Tokyo is, Yokohama, and it's only 15 minutes away from Tokyo. So it's kind of getting swallowed up by Tokyo is Yokohama. But they said, no, we're not having that bullshit in our city. And they kicked it down the road. And it's taken a few years for Osaka to pick it up and decide to build it. Now, the Japanese are not going at this by themselves. They've got MGM in on the game. So MGM have got 40% of it. Excuse me. MGM have got 40% of it, and Oryx have taken up 40%. And the other scraps, the other 20% are getting picked up by Kansai Electric and Japan Rail. Now, the other 20%, Kansai Electric, obviously they're going to be lighting that fucking place up like a Christmas tree. The electric meter in that place is going to be going, spinning like a top 24/7. So they're going to be making money on that. Plus, they're going to be taking 20% of all profits. Well, no, they're going to be sharing 20% of all profits with JR. Now, JR, Japan Rail, they're just going to be bussing people in from all four corners of this country. They'll be getting flown into Osaka Airport from overseas, and they'll be getting the training from all parts of Japan just to gamble in this place. Now, it happens everywhere. When I was in Macau in, when was it? 2018 for the kid's birthday, and we spent most of the time in Hong Kong, but I wanted to go to Macau because I've never been there before. And Macau it's like a tax haven in England. But no, it's like Monaco. It's a tax haven, and it's all fucking casinos. So the Chinese come from the mainland just to gamble there. Now, we went into that casino, and you walked in, and kids could not go in. But there's no place for the kids to be left. So what you saw were all these Chinese kids sat on these steps in the casino, just playing on the smartphones, waiting for the parents to stop gambling. And I have no idea how long they were sat there or how long they were going to be sat there for. But they look like they've been there for a while. And the mums and dads are just throwing them a few snacks and smartphone, and you sit there until your parents come back. So I had to walk around, and it seemed like sad Chinese men gambling their life savings away. I mean, a few of them had a lot of stacks, but there were a lot of misery going on in that casino. And it seems that Japan has invited that to this country. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with it, because in Osaka, Kobe, all over Japan in major cities, there is a big mafia link. Now, I don't know if Osaka have got that because the mafia is stronger down there at the moment. I know Yokohama, they said, no, we don't want it because they were worried about those problems raising their heads again. The Yakuza raising their heads again, because everybody's got to get a piece. The mafia won't just let this slide. They will be making money hand over fist when that place is built. You know, the loan sharks, security, building contracts, they will be making a fortune out of it. So, yeah, the problems are going to be ramped up here in 6 years' time when that opens. So that was just a quick one today from me. I'll be back again next week. Now, the podcast downloads are through the roof, and I've no idea why, but I can only thank you all. And if you wouldn't mind, please pass it on to your friends, because I'm getting to that magic 10,000 mark, 10,000 downloads. So, 10,000 downloads an episode. Jesus Christ. If you lot can just push me over that line, I will be more than grateful to you. In fact, if you do push me over that line, as soon as this place opens, I'll take my $100 down to the casino and I'll put it all on red. So, like, subscribe, tell your mates, and I'll see you next week. Thank you very much for listening. See you soon.